your energy that's coursing through your body, which is universal life force energy. This is a new concept. When people say their chi or they say their essence, they're talking about the spiritual energy that's coursing through your body. That must be balanced for you to achieve your dreams, manifestations, affirmations. Let me share with you again The Four Noble Truths, which is a book that I read back when I was, I don't even know, it was years and years ago. And it's about Buddhism. And it's about the Four Noble Truths. And it talks about being compassionate and kind. And I'm going to remind you, I had made up this little chart. And this chart is the four elements of love, which is the number one is kindness, which I spoke about today, and compassion, and joy or happiness, and freedom. Okay, let's do a gemstone. Today, I'm going to share with you the Amazonite gemstone. It's the green gemstone. It's very, very healing because a lot of my topics today are about self-healing. So the gemstone Amazonite is a healing and helps with emotional issues and clarity and truth. I would like to remind you that you can find me on my website, maryamyofficial.com, and as well as my Facebook page and my Instagram, maryamyofficial. I would also like to thank my producers, Constance and Dave, for allowing me to have my show, Dream Reality, on their psychic network. And I missed out last week, and I'm not a singer, I'm a terrible singer. But I missed singing to our producer, Dave, on his birthday. So I'm catching up now. So I'm going to sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dave. Happy birthday to you. Woo! And I hope you have a wonderful year. I decided this week to change. He just wrote me a message, thank you. I decided this week to try something new, which was to bring up topics each week and to start my show that way for now rather than having a guest during the rest of the summer. So this week I covered the topics, which I will every week: nature, kindness, visualization, dreams, and affirmations. I am really here, like I've said, to help people. And I'm a being that every day is a fresh day. So I believe that if you wake up tomorrow morning, whatever time that is, if you wake up with the sun, that's a beautiful thing. And you start the day with one positive thought. Whatever that is, maybe you can plan it and you put it next to your bed so that you remember in the morning, I have to start with a positive thought. And that positive thought can be a memory of yours. It can be something that you would like to achieve. But my suggestion is to start the day with a positive thought, because that one thought literally can take you, I don't know, maybe for the first 15 minutes, but you started that way. And it's harder for that to kind of shift if you've begun that way. So my suggestion is to start your day tomorrow with a positive thought. You might also want to start with looking in the mirror and looking eyeball to eyeball and say, I love you. I love you. Because self-love is how love begins, right? It begins with us loving ourselves. We really can't love another human being unless we love ourselves. And if you don't have self-love, you're going to block someone from loving you, and you're going to block someone from accepting you. And it's funny because I've learned so much in the last few months because I've had to really, really be able to articulate what I do. instead of just doing it, I have to explain it. And I've realized I had to go through some things myself, which were, there was people that I needed to forgive in my life that I kept thinking, oh, I did, but I really hadn't. Yesterday, I went down to the beach and I put my feet in the water and I sat on the sand and I said aloud a forgiveness statement to someone that I never forgave for something that happened. And it happened over and over, but I forgave them. And I didn't forgive them for myself. I forgave them for them, to send goodness to them, because like prayers, it matters. So I'm saying, before I get the first caller, I'm going to say that I'm saying that we should all forgive others. And very, very interestingly, it helps us when we forgive other people. Oh, I have a caller. Oh, I have David. You get these long distance callers. It's amazing. And I can't pronounce it. I'm going to butcher the name. It's Bournemouth. David Bournemouth. David in Bournemouth, England. Hi, David. This is Mary from Dream Reality. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm good. How are you?
You're good. I'm good. So I instantly received information that you are someone who you're actually a very stubborn person, and I'm not saying that in a negative light. I'm just saying you're a stubborn person and you are cautious before you leap into things. So it's funny that you're calling a psychic in Rye, New York. Let's see what I see. Okay, and what I'm getting from you is a rock. I'm getting I'm getting one rock. Actually, it's a very, very big rock. Let me see what I'm seeing. So I'm getting that you are grounded. And what I mean by that is that your feet are firmly planted in the earth, and you are not a person that wears your heart on your sleeve. And if you're emotional, okay, so when you're emotional, it takes a lot for you to kind of burst, but you will burst. And when you do, it doesn't happen again for a while. Is there a direction you would like me to go into? David?
Say that again.
Did I lose? Oh, is there a direction you would like me to go into?
The direction? Yeah, I want to know what is blocking me, because I can feel something blocking me from succeeding in that.
Yes.
Okay?
I agree with you.
I want to know what it is or who it is, because I had some girl as well. She said, I'm going to put some black magic on you or something. She said some madness like that.
Okay. All right. So let me give you some suggestions. Okay. So that's not a person that you want to spend any more time with. That's the first suggestion, because that means that she's trying to harm you. Have you ever heard of anything called sage? You know what sage is? It's a herb that you burn.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know?
Incense.
Okay. Have you saged your home? Have you saged your home? Because
no.
All right, so first suggestion is don't spend any more time with that person. Second suggestion is for you to burn some sage all around your home, in your living space. You can look online and there's different examples of how you sage. You want to sage around doorways, basic living space, but make sure that you open windows and doors to let the confused energy out. That's number 2. Number 3 is, okay, I don't believe that this woman has the power to stop you from doing something. Maybe she gave you that thought and you're holding on to it, but I don't believe that she can do that. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm getting that you're like I said, a stubborn, very grounded human being. So it's not easy. And I even had the image of a rock, like you're a rock. So I would say to try to do some things for this situation to become unblocked in your mind would be to do some spiritual discovery. So that might be prayer, that might be spending time in nature, that might be sitting down and writing out what's been going on with you, because I'm sensing that there's something that happened that's prevented you from, and unrelated to her, that's prevented you from moving on with your life. And it's almost like you're in a closet and you think things are going to change, but you have to move forward yourself. You have to put one foot in front of the other, and you have to move forward past this negative energy. Okay? So I don't know if that's going to come in the form of, on the weekends, you do something that is out of your comfort zone. Pick the most fun friend that you have and do something with that friend so that you have laughter and that you are excited. Plan an adventure of some kind, a trip someplace that you've never been to. Do something that is out of your norm. Do you think that's possible, David?
Yeah, everything's possible.
Yay! Okay. There you are. I already felt it shift. Good. Yeah, the energy shifted on you. I am so happy that you called me today, and I would love it if you visited my Facebook page or my Instagram, my website, Mary Amy Official, and I have videos and I have suggestions and tips on a calming and peaceful existence. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, David. Oh, okay. He didn't even say bye. That's okay, I said bye to him. Okay, so today we have another caller and another exotic name. LaShonda in Elwood, Georgia. Oh, USA. Woohoo, USA. Okay, LaShonda. Hi, it's Mary from Dream Reality. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Okay, LaShonda. I immediately received information, let's see, that you are, it's funny, I got something related to a kitchen, and then I got some kind of stuffed animal, I don't know, or it looked like a cat. All right, I'm receiving that you are someone who is, has a pretty normal life, and you are you consistently follow routine. However, I know that there's something beneath the surface that sometimes can come surface up, and something might agitate you, and then you kind of come up, and there's an emotional result, and then you go back down. You kind of settle back in, and you have a loyalty and a love, but you don't necessarily show it. Do you have a direction you would like me to go into?
Love, relationship.
Relationship. Okay. So I'm receiving relationship is I don't feel like you have happiness related to the relationship, and I sense that you would like to have a much more fulfilling relationship, and I think that sometimes you attempt it, but then you don't feel like you've made progress, so you give up. That's what I'm receiving from you.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me. Do you want me to give you some suggestions or? Well,
Sure. Reconciliation.
say it again.
Sure, on reconciliation.
A recent what? Sorry.
Reconciliation.
Oh, recent. Oh, okay. A recent reconciliation. Okay. All right. So I'm sensing that I know that it takes a long time for you to establish relationships. So then you fully become invested in that relationship. And then I think your expectations are for it to improve, and it doesn't. And initially you're like, okay, maybe I'll make this change, but then you kind of resort back to being more comfortable and not taking initiative to be happier. So let's see. I sense that you're actually so cautious, so protective of yourself. And I think that might be related to fear about being hurt. But it's interesting because it's 50-50. It's 50% fear and 50% that you would like things to be better. So they kind of cross each other out. Neither one is stronger than the other. Would you like to have a better intention in your relationship, in relationships in general? In other words, would you like to have a more positive outcome and be happier?
Sure.
Okay, so then you're going to have to make bigger changes. You're going to have to. So you're going to have to put boundaries on the relationship and stick by them, and then a time limit. So you're not going to let more time go by and then not make a change, and not expect that the other person is going to change. You're going to have to make a change.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. I understand that it's easier said than done. So I can sit here and say, oh, make these big changes or give a time limit. But I know from my own experience that all of a sudden days turn into weeks and weeks turn into months and months turn into years. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, how old am I? And I'm still not happy. So the happiness is going to begin with you. So when you start looking more internally, you will and become aware of what you want and what makes you happy, and then you set those boundaries, then everyone else has to follow after you. It doesn't start with them, it starts with you. So for you to be happy, Shonda, means that you're going to have to make changes about how you handle relationships. And I promise you, I just felt that things are going to improve for you. I just saw it. I just saw things are going to improve with you. Now, I don't know if that particular relationship is going to be everything that you want it to be, because it ended at one point for a reason. So we know that there was reasons why you weren't happy. Now, I don't know if you becoming more aware of your needs will help them become more aware of your needs, or you're going to have to move on. So what I'm sensing that you should explore that relationship some more, but I'm sensing that you might have to move past this. Okay, so I'm going to have to say it's time to go. And I really appreciate you coming to my show, and I wish you the best. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, Thank you, everyone, for joining me on Dream Reality. As your host, Mary Amy, from A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. Make a friend today, and who knows, maybe they'll turn out to be someone that lasts in your life for a really long time.
At A1R Psychic Radio, we know you lead a busy life. That's why we've assembled Earth's top psychic TV and radio hosts in one location. Psychics, mediums, astrologers, tarot practitioners. Your premium encounter with our hosts is free when it's done on the air or on our TV station, Moonstruck TV. Our hosts are all light workers with hearts of gold. Our audience is global. It's no wonder we're live with free readings 3 times a week. That's right, all psychic and medium readings, along with astrology and tarot advice, 100% free. And with A1R, you can know we critically screen all of our hosts. They're all 100% of the light, no scammers. Join us Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for a truly mind-blowing experience. You're always welcome here. We love our listeners. Anyone can ask anything. Love, life, career, family, and more. It's your reading. Ask your question. Our hosts truly care and can't wait to help you. Earth's top psychics host shows on A1R Psychic Radio. Why? Because the audience is first, and they know it. With love, we welcome you. This is A1R Psychic Radio.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Sensing Spirituality Show with me, Ian Mason, brought to you kindly by A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. And to coin their phrase, with love, we welcome you. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here this evening, broadcasting to you from West Sussex in the United Kingdom, where it is very, very hot today. It's a good job I've got a baldy head, otherwise I'd be a bit of a mess. But that's not important right now, so we're going to jog on. Now, something I'd like to touch on with you is that this show is called Sensing Spirituality for a very good reason, and that's to help you sense all the spirituality that is for you, with you, around you, and about you. And I also like to start the show with a little bit of philosophy. And as I'm sitting here with the mic, I guess you have to listen, really. But that's just me having a little bit of a laugh with you. Now, I'd just like to start with some thoughts for you that one of the things that fascinates me is how we get stuck in life. And quite often when things go wrong, we can't find our way out, or so we think. And I'll be quoting a few people at the end of this show to give them the credit that's properly due, because Les Brown had a lovely saying. He said, when things go wrong, don't go with them. And what we find in life is that the 3 strongest experiences that we have for living are pain, joy, and love. And of course, sometimes it's those that love us that can hurt us the most. So what do we do about when we get stuck? How do we dig ourselves out of that? Well, for one, don't take it personally. Life happens with you, not to you, because you get a choice to choose your reactions to each situation. And you can't carry your stuff around with you. You've got to let go of it, or it will kill you. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it at all. It is just too painful. Now, you know, we're far too critical on ourselves these days. And the thought that came to me a long time ago was that we have to forgive ourselves. And forgiveness is the key to the door that allows love to enter our house. Because when we forgive ourselves, we enable the love to flow within us, because we don't punish ourselves. We lift ourselves up. We allow joy and happiness to roll through us. And when we do that, our whole energy lifts up, and it gives us that great sense of upliftment and everything else that we need to get through the day. And it's really, really important, because if you hang on to all of your problems, you see, as Bishop T.D. Jakes says, if you hold on to your history, you do so at the expense of your destiny. And what I want to suggest to you is that you are capable of anything. You are the architect of your life. You can create everything. And as long as you don't react to each situation in the same way that you used to, and you try something different and have that faith and courage to do so, you'll yield yourself a different set of results. Now, I had a dear friend who has long since passed, sadly. I'd like to dedicate this show to his memory. His name is Tony Cruz. He used to play golf with my dad, and when he did some bad shots, he didn't speak too kindly of the higher realms, but, you know, hey ho. Now, listen, the thing is with Tony, he was a self-made man, and he always attributed his success when he was questioned to this statement. When somebody said, how did you turn your life around and create the life that you wanted for yourself? He said, well, whenever a challenge came my way, it never occurred to me that I couldn't do it. And I'd really, really like to leave that message with you very, very strongly. It's never over. You've just got to see a different way through it and keep on pushing. And you really will bring your dreams that step closer to you. Hold your vision, have that unwavering faith and confidence in yourself. And if you ever don't think that you've got that belief in you, know that everybody here at A1R and Moonstruck TV and all the hosts here have all the skills and abilities and gifts to be able to help you with that. So keep tuning into our show. So with love, we leave you as we move on to our first caller, who I know is waiting in the wings to come through. Hello?
Hello?
Jenny, hello? Jenny, hi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Jen, hi, how are you? Welcome to the Sensing Spirituality Show.
Thank you.
Are you well?
I am well.
How
I am well.
fantastic. How may I help you this evening? What can we do for you?
Well, I've just come into this, well, I've come into myself more lately. I went through a Reiki Master class and received my Reiki Master back in April. I guess I'm just wondering, like, what I can do to further my gifts and abilities.
Okay. Well, the first thing I want to say to you is you just need to feel the joy in what you do. Because you see, like I was saying in the intro there, when you feel the joy that you do, you get that buzz. But what that buzz is that's a divine connection that comes through you as an affirmation to let you know you're on the right path. Now, sometimes we find that we start from a place that gives us the confidence and the fulfillment and the affirmation that we're going the right way. But we shouldn't keep our minds closed to other abilities or signs or thoughts or ideas that pop into our minds along the way to do something different. So, for example, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. And I sincerely mean that. Some of this stuff can be life-changing for us. And so what I would say to you is allow yourself to be connected most strongly and feel in every cell of your body everything that you're doing. And if you really truly feel that you're doing it with love, you'll find that you'll tune yourself in as you go. And you'll have these ideas and this intuition that pops in that, oh, I might just try something differently, or I'll work differently with that, or I feel that I need to try a different way to approach that healing, because that's the intuitiveness that we allow in.
Okay.
Does that help you? So it's really opening yourself up, because, go on.
Right. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Yep. So, you know, what I want to say to you is that when you feel it and you love it, there's a saying that by Marissa Peer that says, when you do what you love, you have purpose. When you share your purpose, you have meaning. And that's the fulfillment that we all have when we're authentically aligned and authentically empowered. So, you know what? It is the most fantastic feeling to make headway and progress with what you allow to unfold deep within you. And when you really feel that, just go out and apply it, because this is all experimental. You know, every time that I get up and I do a demonstration or a reading, you know, whilst I have the best intentions and I send my intentions out for the universe to guide me on my way, you know, it really is a leap of faith. But it is about believing in ourselves, because if you have faith in you, then faith will find its way to you. And then you get that extra little boost and off you go. Does that help you?
Awesome. It does. Thank you.
That's all right. Just believe in you, because we do. And, you know, I'm sure you'll go on to great things, and keep going. Absolutely.
All right.
And God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you.
And you. Okay, I got Bojana, if I've said that correctly, in Stockholm. Good, Bojana. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you? Are you well?
Yes, I'm well, thank you.
Good. It's so lovely to connect with Stockholm. I don't think I've done that before. How may I help you this evening?
Well, I really don't know how to say this, but it's about my family, really. My daughter, she's heartbroken and in trouble with the law, and we have never been that before, ever. But this is because of her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend. So,
Okay.
So I would like to know how it will go, actually.
Okay. Well, why don't we just tune in here with your permission, and just let me see what comes for you. So we'll start as I just link in with your energy. Would that be all right with you, my darling? Just to see a little reading come through for you there.
Of course.
Okay, that's wonderful. Okay. All right. Now let me just see where I'm going with this, because I've got a couple of people. It sounds really funny, this. They're walking around in the back of my head. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. What are you doing? Okay. My darling, would you understand a motherly figure that would have passed of a heart condition, please? Either a heart attack or a heart-related condition?
A motherly figure, yes, my mom.
Yeah. Okay. And would you understand this lady, please, as she comes forward? Your mum, I'm sorry, but she calls herself a lady. I know that she would have been a lady too. So I know that she would have been quite an upstanding lady, and a lady that put a lot of effort into focusing her life going the right way, and to raise her children the way she makes me feel is properly, without that sounding rude to you, but very much focused on, your rights from your wrongs.
That actually sounds more like my grandma.
Okay, that's all right. And I just had that motherly sense at the start, and that's why I didn't come straight out and say much. But what I want to say is a lady that is a big motivator for the family and comes with a lot of love for you. Yeah, does that make sense for you? Are you with me? Yes?
Yes, it does. Yes.
How fantastic. That's good. Now, what your grandmother, and that feels a better connection for me once you acknowledged her, do you understand why she's trying to get my attention to the lady whose name begins with the letter H?
With the letter H?
Yeah, H for Harriet.
It could be, because my mom is still alive, and that could be her, but her name is in Serbian, Jelena, but you might say Helena. So that's the same name.
Okay, I'm not going to make that fit, because you see, I didn't get it exactly like that, but I was just hearing an H sounding name. But what I say in these situations is that doesn't feel wrong for me. That feels like a good fit. And would you also understand that your lovely mum there would be not wanting you to carry too much strain on your shoulders right now, because she says you've been through a lot in your own personal relationship?
Me?
Yes.
Yes, but I really don't have any relationships right now.
No, but my darling, with the relationship with your family, because I get the feeling that what
family,
you do is...
yes.
Yes, because I get the feeling that... Wonderful. I just get this sense that you are effectively, I don't want to say carrying everybody, but you very much have to still support people because they come to you for advice. All the family, that is. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, it is like that.
Yes, okay. And would you also understand that your grandmother's telling me that you've been having a little trouble with your lower back?
Yes.
Your grandmother just mentioned... Yes, because you see, what we're doing is she's just saying, with everything that you're carrying, it's no wonder you're struggling. And she just makes me feel that if I could take the load off a little bit, I would be able to stand up straight. And that's why she brings that through. Now, I know that you talked about your daughter there at the start. And I know that, would you understand why your grandmother makes me feel that when your daughter was about 16 years old, she had some struggles, please, with life?
Yeah, but yes, some personal problems, yes.
Yes, that's right. And don't worry, because we're not going to talk about those on there. That's your business, not our business. But what I want to say to you is that it caused her to have to face reality very strongly and grow up very quickly. And it was quite overwhelming for her, the experiences that she went through. Are you with me with that?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And it just feels for me that what your grandmother is saying to me here is that she's quite a private girl and quite guarded with her feelings and emotions. And she just makes me feel that your daughter bottled it in quite a lot. And it isn't just that when we're younger, because we've all done this, that she holds on to those feelings, but she didn't almost give herself permission to talk about it and kept her distance from you. Would that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, because what your grandmother's saying is that your daughter, bless her, has a lot of love for you, you see. This is the feeling your grandmother is putting through me. And she said at that time, you had enough to deal with, and your daughter was aware of that and didn't want to put any more pressures on you. And I think you'll understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so what your grandmother is putting through in my mind is, please do not have survivor's guilt. Excuse me. And what I mean by that is that sometimes when we have our family members and they go through certain experiences or traumas in life, and we feel that we haven't always been there as best we're able to, we almost beat ourselves up. And sometimes that manifests within us as worry. And what your grandmother is making me feel is perhaps just a little bit of, if you don't mind me saying so, a little bit of guilt on your part for not being able to do everything that you would have done because you weren't aware that it was harboring itself in her the way that it was. Now, please don't take that you weren't in tune with your daughter. This is about your daughter not allowing you to pick up on everything that was going on around. And your grandmother says to me here that at that time, her group of friends changed. The different people that she had in her life weren't the people that she grew up with in the same way. She went off with a different crowd. Would that make sense for you?
Yes.
Yes, you see, and what your daughter has done, your grandmother tells me, is rather than to trouble you too much, she took herself away. And what your grandmother says is that she just needs a little bit of time to reconnect with you, because I've just got this sense of feeling that I'm picking up on is that it's not the love that's lost. It's just the love that the both of you have to get back in tune with, because you know, your daughter has always had this feeling of, as your grandmother is telling me, wanting to be so close to you, and almost like not a shadow in the sense that you're actually quite alike. Would you understand that in personality?
Yes. That's
yes,
true.
and yes. And well, I believe your grandmother, and that's what she tells me. You see, so I always go with those, and she just says to me here that now that you've cleared your life and unblocked what was in your life at that time for you, now you have the time to invest now to build that relationship back up, because you're able to have that time to connect with your daughter. Now, in terms of the relationships around her, I feel very much that your daughter is encouraged to not spend that time with you and to spend it with the friends that she is associated with. Would that be right?
Yeah, well, we still live together, even though she's pretty much grown up, but we still live together, but she is not talking, and she is pretty private and
Yes.
spending time with her friends. So you're right, yes.
Yes, okay. But I also know that your daughter is quite creative, because your grandmother is just showing me that she must be very either arty or very designy, because your grandmother's saying to me that she does sketching and does details. We call it doodling, but creatively doodling. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, well, she is doing some stuff for the company. She has a company with her ex-boyfriend, and so she's doing some doodling for that. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I know that those skills and that design and that creativity is within her, and I just get this sense of almost your daughter holding herself hostage to the girl that she was when she was 16, when she's not in her professional life. And what your grandmother is saying to me is that why don't you try with the small things? And what your grandmother is saying to me here is that you don't eat meals together like you used to. I know you've told me, to be fair to you, that you live together, but your grandmother is saying you used to have such fun when she was younger at meal times. Would that be right?
We always had fun together, and we were always very close, but lately,
Yes.
no, not much.
No. But what your grandmother's saying is that if you try reintroducing these meal times and this connection, and just start with the small things, I get the feeling that once you just bring in, as I started off at the beginning of the show, talking about the pain, the joy, and the love, once your daughter gets more comfortable, she'll start to open up without realizing it. Because you see, I do very much feel that your daughter, from the way that your grandmother is showing her to me, is quite like a flower that blooms. So once she has that love with her, she does just let go. But you almost need to be the water that helps the love blossom. And then once you get that connection with her, it will build that relationship between you. And so she will be more receptive to you and to wanting to spend time together with you, so that you can really, really connect with that love, that she will take that advice back from you. And I know that you're a very good guide, because your grandmother tells me that. She says to me here that you've helped all your children. Would that make sense for you?
Well, I only have a daughter, but I had many children that I took care of. So, yes.
Yes,
that makes
okay,
sense.
that's fine. That's good, because I just got it as all your children. And this would be, your grandmother tells me, the same way that your dad helped you. Would you understand that?
Who?
Your father. Oh, I do apologise. The dog's going crazy there. So the same relationship that you would have had with your father steering you when you were younger, giving you advice and guidance. If you don't understand that, it's okay to say no. It's fine. I'll figure it out. Are you still there, my darling? Yeah, I think we may have a little bit of a technical hitch there, guys. But it's what I find quite funny, while we just try and get her back, is that when we started the show this evening and we talked about how we can get ourselves unstuck in life, isn't it wonderful how that gets held universally? And that's actually come through and has been one of the readings here this evening. I just feel that's absolutely incredible. So what I want to say to you is never hold on to what anybody else feels that you are, or anybody's view of what you should or shouldn't be, because what you are and what they think of you and what they think of you is none of your business. Oh, I think we've got her back, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, are you back, my darling?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, that's good. So just to finish off your reading, my lovely, did you hear the point I made about your father guiding you when you were younger, or being very much the steer about how things needed to go?
No, not really, because that I didn't have any contact with my real dad.
No, that's fine, but I need to acknowledge the father figure who would have been quite like a captain steering the ship. And this will be a gentleman that's passed through a cancer-related condition as well. Just in case you're not able to place him. If you can't place him right now, don't worry, my darling. But it's just that affirmation back that if you help turn the ship around and steer the ship back on course and follow what your grandmother has been saying to me, and just start, she's suggesting with the meal times, because she used to love those meal times and that interaction that you had, that will really, really start to bring her back together with you and help restore your relationship, where you can make that real big difference in her life and help her awaken and fall on her path as she needs to be. So I really, really hope, as I leave your grandmother's love with you, that's provided you with some divine insight tonight and has brought you some comfort. Oh, are you still there, my darling? Oh no, she's run away again. We've let her get away, ladies and gentlemen. But what can you do? Look, my darling, if you come back on the show another time, it will be my absolute pleasure to link back in with you. Ladies and gentlemen, my time is coming to an end soon. But if you wish to contact me via the show, you're very welcome to do so through the A1R Facebook radio page, or you can get hold of me on www.ianmason.com, or through Facebook myself as Ian Mason, where you'll see my nice shiny head pop up with a big, big smile that's waiting for you all. So I'd like to leave you with my love, my gratitude, my thanks and my joy to be able to share my gifts with you this evening. As I say, God bless you all. Thank you very, very much.
Hello and welcome. You're watching the Modern Mystic Radio Show. My name is Mystic Sarah. I'm going to be with you until 10 o'clock UK time. I will be taking some calls, so please start dialing in. Before I do that, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on up in the skies tonight. So tonight we have, in about an hour, will be the full moon in Capricorn. We've also got a lunar eclipse. So let's just talk about how that is possibly going to be affecting you. We have had some really sort of kind of heavy energy over the last few days. I don't know whether you've been feeling it, but if we're looking at the lunar eclipse, what it's doing is actually bringing up past issues that we need to look at. And it's not to go into panic mode, not to think that we've got to relive these in any way, but it's just really they're coming up to the forefront in terms of being cleared once and for all. So if it is the case that you've been feeling a little bit reflective, maybe ideas and thoughts and memories have been popping up to do with your past, maybe even hidden ones as well, because obviously the lunar eclipse is about hidden things as well. That will be the reason why. So we have that element. Now we also have the full moon in Capricorn, which is going to be quite a powerful moon. So with the Capricorn energy, it's quite hardworking, it's quite steadfast, it's very resilient. So it'll be adding extra energy into certain areas of our lives. Now you can use that energy, and I'll tell you what for in a second. So if we're looking at Capricorn, we're looking at areas to do with work, long-term goals, big projects, things like that. Capricorn is also the great teacher. So perhaps looking at your bigger lessons in life, okay, and maybe your big destined moves that are coming up for you, perhaps in terms of work, business and security. So those are the areas that you need to be really focusing on. So what I would like to suggest to you today, while using that full moon energy, is to really set your intentions for your long-term goals and objectives. So for instance, if you're thinking of launching your own business or going self-employed or starting a new career or perhaps moving house, those will be the areas in which you can focus on, and any other perhaps creative projects that you might have in mind. So how to do that? Well, we've got in an hour, this full moon is going to be up in the sky, ready and waiting for us. So if you're going to choose a candle colour, because I always like to work with the colours of the astrological signs. Capricorn, you would go for brown, grey, black or red. So really the earthy tones is what you're trying to bring up. So you would light your candle and you would set your intentions and really spend some time visualising yourself achieving those goals that you're dreaming of. And of course, if you're going to be using that lunar eclipse energy, maybe releasing some blocks at the same time might not be a bad idea. Okay, so that's the full moon and lunar eclipse energy for tonight. I am looking forward to doing your calls. But before I do that, I'm going to talk about something that I've recently started doing, or I'm focusing on doing in the near future. So if you're at home and you are a budding psychic or a budding tarot reader, and you would like to get your business or up and running, or maybe go on to the next level of your business, this is what I'm focusing on at the moment. So what I'm offering everybody is psychic coaching. So if you want to find out how to get your business ahead, what to do to start it, how to be successful, then why not get in touch? So the easiest way to do that is through my website, which is www.modern-mystic.co.uk, or you can get me on my Facebook page, which is Modern Mystic, or Mystic Sarah. So what I can do in terms of working with you is looking at how to promote yourself, how to get your business seen, how to engage with your clients, and how to give yourself a bit of an edge, because there are lots and lots of people out there. So maybe it's something that you've been thinking about. I mean, I remember before I took that leap of faith, I was stuck in a day job that I really didn't enjoy, dreaming of another life working as a psychic, and here I am today. So if you want to find out how I did that, then I'm more than happy to work with you. Okay, so let's just see if we have anybody waiting for us on our phone lines for my first call. Do we have anybody there? I'm just waiting. Do we have somebody come through? Ah, okay. We have a caller. We've got April, who is in Massachusetts. Hello, April. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
I'm really well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Are you enjoying this full moon energy, or are you finding it a little bit taxing?
I'm enjoying it.
Good. Lovely to hear that. Okay, is there anything that you would like me to focus on for you tonight?
I was hoping you could connect me to my sister who has crossed over.
Okay, let me just see what I get for you. I'm just going to use my spirit message cards, and let's just see what we have for you. So did she pass quite young?
4 months ago.
I mean, quite young in age, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. And I do feel like I am picking up, is your dad in spirit as well?
No.
No, there's a male that seems to be around her, and I'm wondering, is your grandfather in spirit? Because I feel like I've got this male with her, it's got kind of a fatherly energy.
He is.
Yeah, it's almost as though I feel like she's highlighting that for you to let you know that she's not alone, if that makes sense. I feel that she's been trying to connect with you as well. Have you had any kind of experiences that give you the impression that she's been around?
I've been seeing feathers just out of the blue, white feathers.
Wonderful.
I have cardinals, blue jays, all these sorts of animals come into my yard now. I've actually been starting to feed them just because, I feel like the cardinal's my sister.
I mean, this is what I'm kind of getting here for you, is that she has been trying to let you know that she's safe in spirit, and that when I'm tuning into her energy, I'm being shown here like an illness. Does that make sense with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's drawing my attention to sort of further down, like the sort of stomach area, perhaps. Does that make sense?
I'm not really sure about that. We weren't really in contact too much before she passed away.
Okay. Now, when I'm tuning into, I want to give you that. Maybe this is something that you can find out from people that are closer to her. But what I feel I've got when I'm tuning into her energy, when she's speaking about you, okay, my feeling here is that there's great warmth, and there's a great sense of forgiveness as well coming through with this. Do you feel as though that there is still stuff that is unsaid? Does that make sense between the two of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because my feeling here with her is that this is now your time to let that go. She's giving you, I feel, really happy, positive signs that she's okay and all is forgiven. Does that make sense? And I feel like this is the message, if you like, from all of these white feathers, etc., that you are experiencing, you're now seeing. I also feel that she's trying to encourage you as well to go forward. So my feeling here is like everything has stopped. Does that make sense for you in your life?
It does. Yeah.
And she wants you, it's almost like she's saying, don't miss a beat here. To go out and take this opportunity. I feel like what she's saying here is that the lesson that is perhaps it needs to be taken on board. She's coming across in quite a gentle way here, as though she wants to treat you really carefully. Does that make sense to you? As though you're very sensitive at the moment. And what she's saying here, what she's saying is that to take the lesson that life can be, life can be cut short. Does that make sense? As it was with her. And she doesn't want you to stand still in your life. Does that make sense to you? And I feel like this is something that perhaps you've been thinking about in terms of, right, well, I'm going to make my life really count now. Does that make sense?
It does, but it's so hard to just move forward.
But I feel like she's trying to help you to do that. Does that make sense? I feel like she's saying you're sitting. It's like you're sitting on, your own potential, and you're sitting on your own dreams, and you don't need to. And I feel like she's saying, be the brave one here. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
She's also been giving you memories as well, things that you've done in the past. And I feel, one thing that she's also trying to reiterate to me is that you've been a little bit concerned that it's like, what if this happens to me? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what she's saying here to me, to give to you, is that your journey is totally different. There's something that's quite random about her illness. Does that make sense? Like it's uncommon. Does that make sense to you?
She actually died of a drug overdose.
Okay. Why is she giving me this uncommon energy with it? So have you also had to fight addiction issues?
No, never.
No, never. I don't know why she's saying that you won't go down the same road. Let me just tune into that, because I want to find out what she's talking about. And she's talking about like her emotional pain. Does that make sense, that she was going through?
100% makes sense. Depression.
And I feel like she's saying that this is not going to happen to you. Okay, not necessarily. It may very well be that you share some strong similarities within your past, but she said her outcome is not yours. And I feel that it's something, you feel like there's something that you should have done. Does that make sense?
Every day.
And what she's saying here is she said, when we're looking at forgiveness, she's saying, I don't need to forgive you. So she doesn't need to forgive you. What she's talking about when it comes to forgiveness is you forgiving yourself for being human. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
And she thoroughly, totally understands that. And what she's saying here is that at that particular point in her life, she would have been, how can I get deaf ears? She wouldn't have listened to what you've got to say.
And she didn't. Exactly.
Absolutely. So she's saying that she was on. She's given me the impression that the pathway that she was on, like she'd gone too far. Now, obviously, she went too far on that occasion, but she's saying that her problem was too much to recover from. Does that make sense?
It does.
And what she doesn't want is for you to feel any kind of responsibility, because as far as she's concerned, she knew that you were there for her. Was there some sort of falling out a while ago between the two of you?
Yes, there was, because of what was going on.
Because of her pathway.
Yeah.
Because she's bringing my attention to that now, and she's what she's saying here is to try not to go back over it. Okay, try not to relive that, and try not to relive that last conversation that you had with her, because I feel here that at that point there was nothing that you could have said or done that would have changed the outcome. This was a course that she was on that even she couldn't find her way out of. Does that make sense? But now it's like the energy that I get, and it's quite nice because she's saying that this is the meaning of the the animals that you're getting in your garden. She's saying here she's free as a bird. Okay, and I feel that a lot of her mental torment, which is where she was stuck, all of it has gone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So she wants you to go ahead, to not stand still, and to live out your life as though you're doing it for the both of you. Does that make sense to you? Because I feel that whatever it is that you have planned, you're going to make sure that you absolutely make 100% of it. Okay, and I get you literally going, this is what she wants you to do, is to not stand still, to not reflect, and I feel like this is what the meanings are that you're getting, it's what she's trying to drum home to you. Does that make sense?
It does.
There's also, she's talking about choices coming up for you as well. Were you thinking of changing your career or doing something with a deeper meaning, something that's more heart-centered?
We're in the process of buying a house.
Okay.
Moving to another town.
Okay. Well, I get with you different choices, so and a different pathway altogether. So I feel like if you look at the house move, that's just the first step of it. Does that make sense? Yeah. And I feel that no matter where you go, she will also follow. Does that make sense? I'm also being shown here that she does want to, or she will connect with you in your dream state, and this will be her way of showing you that there is total forgiveness on every single level. Okay, and it will be your opportunity.
I ask her every night to come to my dream.
As she will, but sometimes this is always it's when we least expect it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Not when we feel the need. So I feel like she will be there, almost acting as your guide or your helper throughout your life. But she wants you to know that she's free as a bird at the moment.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, right. So I'm going to have to leave it there. It is the end of my show. It's gone incredibly quickly. So I just want to thank you for coming through, and I do hope you found that helpful.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. You take care and all the best.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, so that is it for me for today. It's gone incredibly quickly. I will be back the same time next week. Try and use some of that Capricorn energy to push some momentum and force your dreams and your goals to come into reality. Give it some real sort of powerful, strong energy. So you can do that tonight, and of course let me know how you get along, and if you're experiencing some difficulties, we are in Mercury retrograde as well, so that has been causing a few disturbances. That will end on the 31st of July, thank God for that. Okay, so I shall see you soon, and goodbye for now.
Hi, I'm Stephanie, and thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now back to A1R on the air. Psychic Talk Radio now on Moonstruck TV. Enlightening television.
Hello everyone, this is me, Fiona, Vision Medium, your subconscious mind surgeon, and I'm sitting in the car. I'm not driving, I promise. So, and I'm in the passenger side, but my producer wanted me to do the show no matter what. That means discipline, and I love discipline. And that means that you can't just say, I can't. You have to, and I know you guys are actually looking forward to see and talk to me and communicate with me on the phone, because my rate is $35 per minute, and you guys just not really feeling good to pay that, some of you guys, and that's why the radio shows and A1R is always actually helping you guys to connect with me, to communicate with me then. But I had a good news. Now Added Advice platform offering free minutes to just talk to Persian me. So, and 5 minutes for any other advisors around. So basically that would be great if you can sign up right now. So you do have the abilities and you do have this amazing offer. 3 minutes for Persian Medium and 5 minutes for any other advisors on Added Advice side to have a conversation and communication with us. So discipline always means two ways. Number one, it would give you a lot of opportunities to connect with successful people, because when you discipline yourself about some project or something that you have in your mind and you're trying to get one step closer almost every day, then you can achieve faster. So, but if you do not have any discipline and you just want to have something and you don't know how to get, that means that you're all over the place. You have many options and many things, which is not good. And that's why it's super important to know and actually to have discipline in what you have in your mind in your project. So this is actually very important. So my advice to you guys, if you do have some ideas in your mind, write it down, discipline yourself. It could be weight loss, it could be a new job, it could be a company, or actually become a company on your own and doing a lot of stuff. So no matter what you are doing, no matter what you have in your mind, but write it down and connect yourself with every almost pieces of that project and discipline yourself daily, you can get what you want. And believe me, after 21 days, discipline yourself about anything that you want, you will see the miracle right after. So just use the 21 days of the cycle to see, feel, and sense about what you desire, together with disciplining yourself about that specific matter. So now back to the studio, and you guys listening to Persian Medium, your subconscious mind surgeon. Write it down exactly what you want to achieve in 21 days. Discipline yourself and hypnotize or hijack your subconscious to get closer to that desire that you have in your heart and in your mind. As I said, it could be weight loss, it could be any type, but what that matter right now is that you see your daily movement, that you're getting closer and closer to your desires. This is super important that you guys connect it to the desire and believe that you can achieve it. When you do have some new project, my recommendation to each of you, just let go of all negative people who may let you down or not leading you. When people trying to basically tell you that, oh, it's not for you, you're not good on this, you're just wasting your time, you can't do it, it's almost impossible. Please cut the cord with those who may not really believe in things that will go in a positive way, because they are an energy sucker, and they're going to actually take away all your passion and motivation in your mind and your body. So at least if they are a close people around, it could be actually your wife, it could be your husband, it could be actually your mom, dad, even sister, brother, it could be a very close family member, which at least don't engage them with anything, or don't try to involve them with the progress that you may have or going to have soon. So never try to involve them and engage them with this. And that's my recommendation to you guys when you both making a decision to do some progress. So when it comes to how to have a very successful, amazing life together with your husband and your wife, and I know that sometimes there is kind of couple that always want to be successful, always want to be powerful. There could be a little conflict because they may not really accepting each other, but they respecting each other. But at the same time, at the end of the day, they want. I have it. Okay, I have it. Hello. Hi, Patricia.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Patricia. How are you doing? Yes, my love. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Patricia, give me your date of birth, my love, and then tell me about your question, and let's see like what I can do and how can I help you. Go ahead, please.
I was just wondering how my finances are going to be in the next 6 months.
Okay. What I can feel right now, it was you've been actually around almost about like 3 or 5 days ago. I can see that something had happened. It could be like it put you in an emotional wreck. That's why you are kind of very concerned and worried about. And you're constantly trying to recall something that I always tell my students don't. Don't recall worriness, don't recall sadness from your past, and don't recall anything that could stop you to make money. So my advice to you, in order to get what you want when it comes to finance, stop worrying yourself too much. I don't know what happened 3 days ago or 5 days ago, but sounds like it put you in a very uncomfortable situation when it comes to finance. So let go of it, stop doubting, and be in a moment. The problem with finance issues is always starting when we are concerning constantly about our future. So when you are not in a moment and you are not creating prosperities now, then you may almost lose every single opportunity in your future. So your present, now in the moment, give you the real, strong and powerful, prosper future. So from now on, you're not allowed to feel negative about finance and money. You're not allowed to think about the future and actually constantly asking yourself, am I going to be enough or good enough in 3 months and 2 months or 1 month? Am I going to be able to pay for this and that? So stop asking yourself. Because when you constantly asking and you want that this change and challenge happen soon, you block your prosperity. Ask that you already have it. Feel and sense 10 minutes before the bedtime that you already have it. This cycle is 21 days and 22 days cycle. Every single night, 10 minutes before the bedtime, visualize, connect yourself with that energies, feel and sense that you do already have this very strong, powerful prosperities and abundance, and also the wealth that coming towards you without no issues and no doubts. I mean, you ask for money, just don't be specific about one simple place. Just say, I'm happy and grateful to receive money from every areas of my life, not just one simple way. And this way you can bring miracle and happiness to your life in no time. Do you have any other question?
I was just wondering when the timeline would be for when I get married.
Are you asking, because I could barely hear you, are you asking about your marriage, that when you're going to get married?
Yes.
Okay. So the energies that I pick up right now, it would be almost around, it gave me actually the month to make me feel a little bit cold and snow. So basically it would be around the November, December. And I feel and sense it also the 2020, the first 2 months of 2020, that would be the celebration and also a lot of flowers around you. So the marriage connection is going to happen at that time as well, my love.
Oh, thank you very much.
So don't give up, okay? Thank you so much, sweetheart. So for more information about me, go to Avid Advice, baby, and sign up on Avid right now. Because by signing up on Avid, you can now get 3 minutes and talk to me or talk to any psychic on Avid Advice. Back to this video, and now I have Katie. Hello, Katie. How are you doing?
Hello.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you, Katie. Katie, can you give me your date of birth first, my love, and then tell me what you have in your mind and what I can do for you?
It is May 3rd, 1965. I'm so excited. I waited forever.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you, Katie. Thank you so much. So, my love, ask me a question. What do you have in your beautiful mind? I'm trying to get connect and channel you and feel and sense and give you the answer that you need. Go ahead, sweetie.
Are you a medium? Can you connect with my mom, Patsy? I lost her in late 2017. Can you connect with her?
Oh, my God, yes. Oh, my God, yes. The only connection, actually, I get a lot of connection right now. I feel some sort of, I have a warm, strong feelings right now through my neck and my head. Sounds like that she had a lot of headache. Sounds like that she had a lot of headache because I feel a little bit of headache and a little bit of back pain. I don't know what type of pain maybe she had in the past, but headache and back pain, I can feel and sense it. She's also trying to give me some sign, and this sign is all about cooking and some food, something that she basically always wanted or loved it, or something that actually she was always connected to. Okay?
Yeah, cooking.
So,
she cooked. She was a really good cook. I loved her cooking, and I miss it now.
awesome. So that's exactly how I pick up on her right now. But also, I feel the headache and a little bit of back pain. How she passed and what happened to her.
She died of brain cancer. She had tumors in the back of her head.
Oh, wow. That was a brain cancer. That's why I got headache. Okay.
Yeah.
So I could feel the pressure and I could feel the not feeling good in the head. Okay.
Yeah.
That explains. So your mom is connected to me then. Because
can you ask her if my house will be put in I moved into a new home, and I speak to her spirit all the time. I'm clairvoyant myself, and I have my pendulums, and I know when she's present in my new home. Can you ask her if my sister will put my house will my house become my own? Will it be? She told a friend of mine a while back that my new home will be secure. Do I need to worry about moving? My inheritance paid for half of it. My sister took a loan on it, and she's a homeowner. Can you ask my mom if my house will be mine?
She said yes. She actually gave you 2 answers. She said actually 2 times yes to you. So that means that everything will go the way as you wish. So you are doing great.
Tell my mom that I miss her and I love her. I love her so much.
She's so proud of you, Kathy. She's so proud of you. She's super proud of you, my love.
Does she know what my sister did to the family home?
Yes.
Is she happy about that? I saw the pictures of it today. Our family home is 60-something years, got like a makeover.
Yes. And
my sister bought our family home, and then I got what they call like a condo, a townhome.
Yes, she knows everything. She felt everything and she knew everything. That's why she said that she's so proud of you. And actually, couple times she's telling me right now, I actually see repeatedly some words that say sorry. It sounds like she's apologizing. And she's apologizing in behalf of someone else. And again, she said sorry. Sounds like she's concerned.
Sorry. You tell her she doesn't need to be sorry about anything. What is she apologizing for?
I know, but she is. And she told me that I have to deliver her message. She said that she's so proud of you and you know the best. And she also telling me about your health, that you have to take care of yourself a little bit because you forgot yourself and you always sacrifice yourself for other people.
I'm behind. My sister is like my landlord, and I'm kind of like behind in my rent, and that's why I told my mom I've been worried about it. I've been worried that my sister's we had problems when she was ill, and my mom kind of knew, but she was getting so ill she couldn't help. But that's why I worry about I'm worried about that my sister's going to say, oh, well, you got to get out, or I'm just worried about family drama. You know what I mean?
Don't concern. She told you you don't need to be concerned. She didn't actually show me any red flags for you, and especially for your future. That's why your mom wants that you have to focus on yourself and also stop worrying too much and then just focus on yourself. Don't try to be a mom for everybody, okay? You're trying to be a mom for everyone, and you can't do it.
Can you ask my mom if my health? Will you ask my mom if my health will get better? I've had almost all the major stuff checked out, but I have minor issues. Can you ask my mom, when I get stuff done, will I be okay? I've been worried about that too.
Oh my God, she's smiling and laughing and says yes. So that was a big yes. It was a yes with happiness and love.
You know what? It's woman to woman. It's woman things. You know what I mean?
Yes. I know exactly what you mean. And
also
so
how we got my mom connected with my mom. I have a cleaning business I've had for 26 years, and like just recently, like this for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I have a bunch of people bad mouthing my business on social media, and it's caused a lot of damage.
Wow.
You know, I advertise everywhere, but I'm local and I'm from my hometown, and I get a lot of business, but I get a lot of we got a college town that's very well known, Florida State Seminoles. Yeah, and I'm getting a lot of people saying I'm a scammer, I'm this and that. I'm sure my mom knows what's going on, but it's been upsetting me. But that's why I'm falling behind on my bills, because, you know, it's kind of like, it's a little bit like slandering my business, and they're saying all kind of gossip and stuff. And I've worked hard to get my business to where it is. And you know how it is, you get good reviews and you get bad reviews.
Yeah, but I'm happy for you. Number one, happy for you because right now she's the most proudest person ever. And number two, she's sending a lot of blessings, which is those blessings is actually including money and better finance. And number three, I feel that she wanted you to have your main focus on yourself and on your health again, and start thinking about yourself and love yourself more than anybody else. She misses you too. She remind me also about some necklace or maybe some jewelry that maybe belong to her.
The wedding rings. My mom and dad's wedding rings.
Do you have it already?
They got lost. She said that my mom said to my friend a while back that my sister had them in a box, and when she got sick and when she was at the hospital in and out, they got lost. But evidently my sister doesn't want me to have them. We went through a lot of a lot of tension when my mom was sick, because there's nothing but a lot of women in our family.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I asked my mom if my sister.
I think she tried to tell you that this ring belonged to you. So basically, somebody took that ring, or just not really felt good to have that ring. Your mom trying to confirm that this ring belonged to you, and she wanted to give it to you. So basically, this jewelry also is a symbol.
Will she give them to me eventually? Ask my mom.
Yes, that's exactly what she picked on the jewelry, and that's what she picked up actually on something that is belonged to her. and then now there's somebody else maybe to compare of. But I would say it's absolutely coming to you because this is actually her order. So basically, she's going to almost push your sister, or somehow in her way, in a spirit way, to bring that ring to you and put it in your finger. And directly when you get there, then put it in your finger. Then you're going to have her blessing all the time with you.
Her name is A1R, my sister.
Oh.
She was so my mom's telling me that my sister will soon give me the wedding rings. I was going to put them on a necklace. I was telling my mom I was going to get a gold necklace, and I was going to wear it.
Yes. You know what? Their spirits always have their own way to communicate with people, and I think that she's going to communicate with the sister and bring that beautiful ring to you, because this ring belongs to you and nobody else should even take that ring from you. So you will get that blessing, baby, and I'm not even concerned and worried about it. You're doing fantastic. So my advice to you is now, this Wednesday, honey, try to have a candle on for almost 20 minutes around the 7 p.m. and do it in your kitchen and try to cook the food that maybe she loved and she felt good about, and pray for her. She's going to be around you. She's going to listen to you and connect to you. And if you ever want to, I have very strong psychic abilities. I actually feel that your energies and the spirit is so connected with me right now. So, basically, I wanted you to apply for Avid Advice, my platform, actually, Avid Advice platform. This is a very good platform for someone like you that are real and having the real energies, because I never pick up the people energies that easily when I didn't pick up on you. So it means that you are real. So I know sometimes it's not easy to get in Avid Advice platform, but I would love to have you to sign up as an advisor, because you deserve to help a million of people. And other people deserve to have you as their own advisors because you are real and you have a real feelings and real connection with the spirit. And this is a blessing that comes from your mom. And I'm happy that I connect with your mom. I'm happy to help out. So if you need me, you can just sign up on Avid Advice even as a consumer and then talk to me or talk to any advisor if you ever want to connect with mom again. But in another hand, I would love to have you as an advisor on Avid Advice platform. So just send me an email and support@avidadvice.com, support@avidadvice.com. Let me know about you or kind of more about you, and then we can get from there. Do you have any other question, my love?
I just, like I said, once again, I wanted reassurance. I call my mom Mama because we're Southern here. And can you ask my mama, I don't need to worry about moving again? This house will be mine.
No worriness at all. No worriness, no red flags. Your mom shows big smile with happiness and prosperity. No problem on money side, no problem on the physical or emotional side. And even actually, invited you for that jewelry. So that means that you have everything under control. And there is
I don't have anything legally saying that it's mine yet. And that's what my inheritance is paid for some of it, but the loan is in my sister's name, but I don't legally have anything on it. My sister won't give me anything on it until she said I pay, which is $77,000 for the rest of it.
Your mom told me that she wants to help you. Yeah, when your mom telling me that she would love to help you to get what you want, then there's nothing to be worried. You don't need any legal paper. So, okay, I have just 90 seconds. Thank you so much for listening. This is me, Fiona, Virgin Medium. I am Howard. You guys can find me on avidadvice.com. AVID advice.com. Have a great one and see you tomorrow. Bye.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Asteria Vision. I go by the name of Asteria. I'm on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. And if you want more info about me, they always tag it in the video. I usually like to start, going into meditation so I can at least get some messages for the collective before I get the callers. So I am a psychic empath, and I connect to people's energy through pictures or their voice, or in person even, but that's how I work. I feel like someone out there is like, come on, tell us something about yourself. So, because I always say you can, find out more info about me. And the moon is in Scorpio tonight, which my moon is in Scorpio. So that should give everyone an idea of why I'm so secretive at times. Or I don't like to say much about myself. But let me see if I get some messages for the collective. I did feel when I was meditating, again, some heartache dealing with relationships. I felt that again. So, it could be that there's people, during this time too, Mercury retrograde, there's 6 planets in retrograde right now. So everything's pretty intense. And there's a lot of, reminiscing going back, but there's also a lot of endings. And the endings happen for new beginnings or newer beginnings, refreshed even. It doesn't have to be a final ending, but it's an ending in some way, in shape or form, I want to say. But I did feel that some people are going through heartache, and it's due to losses, and it could be, breakups, it could be even death, people that lose a partner, or, they pass away naturally, or something happens unexpectedly. Because also when I was meditating and meditating on the collective's energy, there was a lot of truths being spoken as well from what I saw on the cards. And I just got the 4 of Cups. So that tells me that someone is still reminiscing about a love from the past. What I'm getting is those that are still thinking about someone in the past, they may not have an idea that that person may come back and offer their cup of love, so to speak, or their love, or they don't see it coming. Yeah. I think is like stuck in their head, and emotions, mostly their emotions. It's a very, I'm getting, it's not addictive, but it's like obsessive. It's an obsessive emotions they have towards someone. Yeah. And there's worry that there's a commitment that's going to end. I feel there's a partner that is worried also that their commitment is going to end, or they see it coming to an end. But the person that I was picking up originally that is reminiscing on the past may not see this love coming in. This person that's going to come in is going to want to offer a commitment. So that's the kind of love message I'm getting for that person that I'm picking up. But it's like you don't see it coming because you're so focused on other things that didn't go right emotionally for you. Yeah. I'm picking that too. Or picking it up. There's some commitments that are maybe coming to an end. But this is when it happens, during the retrograde. So I knew I was feeling something that was heartfelt, but it dealt with love more so. Yeah, King of Swords. Yeah, heartache again, 3 of Swords. So definitely someone's hurting emotionally, because there's a lot of heartache that I felt. So it could be that the calls I get in have to do with that. Sometimes it magically happens that way. But Okay. Thanks. No rush. I hate rushing anyways. I'll take Jenny from Iowa.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing? Thanks for calling in.
I'm good, thanks.
And what's your question for tonight?
My question for tonight is, I have been just really, really struggling, mostly with my employment, and I was just kind of wondering how that's going to pan out, because I feel like I'm really ready for the year to be over.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I feel if you've applied to jobs, I do feel that there is, let me grab another deck of cards, but I do feel that there is someone that is seeing you of interest for a job. There is someone that well, let me see what else I get too, but I do feel that one job in particular, but what I'm getting is this job that is looking at you as, interested in you. The boss, what I'm getting is really picky. It's a really, really picky boss. So they take their time with hiring because he's just very picky as to who they hire. That's what I'm getting intuitively. But let me see what I get with my cards too. But what I'm getting is I know you're stressed because you're used to your finances being good. Things are usually stable for you, but there's a sense of you're not feeling stable anymore, and it's affecting you in many ways. But what I'm getting is don't worry so much about it, because I really do see there's someone that there is a particular job they're looking at you, and they see they're interested in you. It's just this boss is like really, really picky, very stern too.
Okay.
But what I'm getting to tell you is don't stress too much. You're actually fine. It's just I feel you're in your emotions as well. Yeah. So you're definitely, the message I'm getting is you're on the right path. So whatever it is that you're doing, keep doing it. If you're applying it to jobs, keep doing that, obviously. But make sure that what you're applying to is something that you're really interested in. Don't just apply to apply. Make sure that you find interest in what you're applying, because I feel a sense of urgency coming from with you where it's like, I need to get a job at this time. And if I don't, so, and I feel, and it's you're stressing out, and I felt that before I saw this card, but you're on the right path. Don't worry about it, but I get it. You're working because you're not getting the income, and it's be stressful, but you're
exactly right.
You're very independent. Naturally, as a woman, you're very independent. You got yourself together. You're just stressing out because I feel this is a transition for you, and okay. So I don't know if you meditate or connect in a way with meditation or through meditation. Also, I'm getting.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so meditate more and also connect to your crystals as well. I'm hearing you need to go back to that to calm your mind, because you're in your emotions a lot right now, and it's putting you in a place that honestly you don't need to be there. Is what I'm hearing. It's unnecessary worrying, and everything's going to be fine. But definitely, what I'm getting is meditate more and connect with your crystals and through meditation.
Okay, that's exactly what I've been doing actually. So I'll keep doing that. And no, everything he says, I totally understand. Yeah.
Let me see if I could get, let me see if I feel a time frame for you. I feel you're gonna get communication pretty soon. I do. Because I do see someone. There's a boss, and I don't know, maybe he's someone that's in charge of hiring or helps him hire. They're definitely looking at you as an option. But
well, I haven't even looked anywhere. I'm just trying to determine if I need to. I own my own business with somebody else. And I'm just starting to feel, like you said, I have that sense of urgency. That's right. Me in my head. I'm starting to feel like, okay, I just need to decide if this is the right thing. And so that's where all the meditation and the crystals and everything has come in lately. I mean, you have hit everything exactly right. But I haven't even, and like you said, don't jump, because I won't jump into anything unless it's absolutely perfect. Right. Because I'm okay now. I'm freaking a little, like you said, starting to freak a little. And so I'm waiting.
Right. It's like an inner. I don't know how to say it. Like everything around you is fine. It's just the inner turmoil. But what I'm, it, could be in the future, there will be someone, that you'll connect to, or that when you do start looking for something else, you feel you're ready to make that move, that transition. I feel you're going to get something pretty quick. It's very qualified as well. I mean, your experience is, you have a lot of experience as well. So it's not going to be an issue if you do decide to leave, because I did see you fine. So.
Right. Yeah. It's very likely. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
great. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Have a good night.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Thank you. And Danielle was the next caller. I didn't see where Danielle was from, though. Illinois. Okay. Hi, Danielle. From Illinois. Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, I just want to make sure you can hear me. What's your question for this evening?
Hello?
See, I knew she wouldn't hear me. Hi, Danielle. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you now. But
you can hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. What's your question?
Wait. I'm trying to hear. Mine is on relationship. On my relationship.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you. You want to know about your relationship?
Yeah, I want to about my relationship. It's like, is that, just want to know, where do I stand, in my relationship with, romantically.
Right. Right. I get it. Yeah. Love. I know. Okay. Yeah, I did feel when I was meditating earlier, heartache, heartache, a feeling of not belonging anymore too. But Let me see what I get. Let's meditate a little bit and see what I get. Yeah, you're emotional. Hear me?
Yes, I
Danielle?
can.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Are you able to talk? I just feel like there was somebody. Okay. You're not feeling well right now emotionally. Like you're in a kind of, I don't want to say you're depressive mode, but emotionally you're feeling not well at all. And it's because of a love relationship that you're sad about. You're sad about. And you're thinking about leaving. It's like you're in between. Should I leave? Should I go? You're wanting to leave things behind. Wanting to leave things behind, but it's just if you do that, it's going to be what I'm hearing is a trickling effect. It's going to affect, possible other relationships with children or family. It's going to be like domino effect. So if this is something that you're thinking about really doing, you have to make sure that you're ready for it and you're not just making the choice out of fear of getting hurt more, because there's a sense of where you don't know where you belong. Yeah, when it comes to your love relationship, you don't understand what, you feel that there's truths that aren't said to you, things that you may not know or be aware of. So,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I feel
like I can hear you. I'm like moving around, so sometimes I can hear you better.
Okay, because I can hear like a dog barking and then the guy. So I don't know.
Oh, you can hear my dog?
Yeah, I can hear. So I can hear you. I just want to make sure you can hear me when I'm saying stuff.
Okay, now I can hear you now.
Okay.
And then now is there? Can I don't know if I can try to get a better connection.
I don't know if you could call back. I mean, if you want, Danielle, you can go to my page, my business page. It's Readings by Asteria.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Yeah, because I feel like our connection's fine. So I don't know if it's maybe on your end.
Yeah, it's probably on my end. I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if you got any of the messages that I was giving you, but I just feel that you're not feeling well emotionally because you don't know how you're seen within a relationship. Like you're really depressed about it is what I'm getting, and you feel that you're not getting the full truth about or a few things. Yeah, it's definitely not a good time, obviously with Mercury retrograde too, but it's not a good time to start anything new is what I'm getting. If someone is thinking of starting something new, it's just not the right time. It's not a good time. What I'm getting is it would be foolish because you don't know all the details. You only know half of the details. So what I'm getting is to give yourself more time as to making a final decision or a final move on something. That's one message I'm getting. But what I'm getting is you'll have a happier ending if you take your time to think about making specific moves. Okay, Dawn?
Yeah.
Oh, Dawn.
Hi.
Yes. Hi, Dawn.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? I can answer a quick question.
I'm doing very well.
Oh, good. So what's your question?
What's my what?
What's your question?
My question is, I'm having really wonderful astro travel type of dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if I'm going to do more knowledge-based stuff based upon these dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm getting ready to teach classes and stuff, like I do dream walking and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if that's going to become more prevalent.
Well, what I'm getting is you're actually even more, your dreams are even more vivid around this time. And you're very highly intuitive around this time too, but that's the energy of what's happening right now with a lot of intuitives. We're very, our visions are very vivid as well. Even mine are vivid in my emotions too. They're strong. They feel strong. Yeah. But yeah, what I'm getting is that is what you're supposed to do. So you should follow that path of teaching because that's what you're meant to do. That's one of your gifts.
Yeah, you know what? I get real excited about it, but I'm also very leery because in the past, I could tell people were saying that they were getting the full percussion of it, getting the full framework of, coming into their dream life. And they didn't really understand. And I don't want them to say, oh, yeah, it's great, it's wonderful. Yeah, I experienced the whole thing, but they're not really getting anything.
Because they don't really have, I don't want to say it this way, but it's harder for some people to connect, and it's a lot easier for others because, we communicate is different, everyone. And some of us communicate through, empathically through emotions and body language. And you're right. You want to make sure that people are truly benefiting from it. They'll always benefit from it. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're going through a transition life as well, is what I'm seeing too.
I'm going through what?
You're going through a transition in your life as well, is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I really am. I really stepped away from my gifts for quite a while because I saw a lot of people around me getting hurt.
Yeah, you were so
upset. So I really stepped away from my gifts because I know that I can do a lot of things. I just don't like getting hurt, and I don't want the people around me to get hurt. So I stepped away from it. And one of my shaman friends, he was really having just a spirit coming over him. He's like, oh, God, hold on, hold on. Yeah. He's like, oh, I got to tell you what's going on with you. I'm going to tell you. He was like ready to explode.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, my, you got to tell me. And he's like, you're having dreams of liquid silver. I don't tell anybody these things. I don't tell them what I actually have.
Yeah.
And he's like, you are having this because you're going through this transition, like you were just saying. And he said, you're really going to come into this fertility, this purity. It's a fire. It's burning. It's going. He's like going through the whole thing, and he's like turning water into liquid silver. That's, you've got grandmama, and he's going into this intuition thing and spiritual progression, power, and he like went through the whole entire. I mean, my skin is just rising up from it right now. It's like you're supposed to be living in your gifts, and you're not. And why aren't you doing that? And I'm like, I just don't like people getting hurt. I'm tired of, seeing people getting hurt. And then, like I said, they really aren't in tune to, what's actually, they don't understand how these things can benefit them if they actually do go into a practice. So.
Right. And that's where you come in. And for those people that don't understand and don't get it, it's a perfect way for you to now even learn how to communicate in a way that they'll understand that, you know, what you're saying. Because as empaths, it's hard for us to communicate the words that we, you know, what we feel. It's hard to communicate at times. And the way we do communicate it, people think we're like in la la land. You know, it doesn't make sense to them. So that's where you're also having to learn too, is for those that don't get it, instead of feeling that they get hurt, just explain it to them on their terms is what I'm hearing, you know, so they'll understand. Because I feel that you're misunderstood too in some ways. And I agree, you shouldn't give up your gifts because of a fear of hurting others. You know, you can easily help them understand, you know, in their own way, in their ways. And you know, you read people very well, so you wouldn't have a difficult time figuring out, you know, how could I explain it to this person where they get it, you know, it makes sense to them. And I think you are on the right path. I don't think you should give up your gifts at all.
Hello everyone, this is me, Fiona, Persian medium known as the subconscious mind surgeon, and tonight we are actually listening to A1R Radio Network and Abid Advice show. Before I start to take any callers, I would love to have some conversation with my audience. Number one, thank you so much for all support and love that I received in the past couple of 4, 5, 6 months, which has been fantastic. You guys always been supportive, but you know, past 5 months, it was amazing. A lot of DM, a lot of emails, and a lot of face-to-face meeting with you guys really, really make me to feel happy and moving forward to helping you guys better and be better every day. So happy 4th of July, number one. I'm super blessed and super happy to be in the U.S. When it was basically 4th of July. And as a lot of us knows, in LA, in Los Angeles, California, we had a little bit of earthquake, which was kind of funny, but at the same time scary. That was my first time to feel a real earthquake. So I kind of feel like, oh, I have some business in my head, like things is just moving forward, and all the chandeliers in the house just like moving forward. But I felt like, you know, that was fun. At least for kids, was fun. However, for people who may not doing great right now because of that earthquake, for people who may lost their houses or a couple of those things that have happened, I send blessing to them. Hope they will find themselves and getting all help that they need. But as I said in the past, and I'm saying again, never give up. No matter what type of situation you have right now, no matter what, if you're in a situation that like health issues, money issues, you know, earthquake issues, any type of issues, if you can see and sense that there's all things around you that is just negative, not really, you're not doing great, everything is just like opposite, things going back and forth, just relax. Remember one simple thing. You never ever can get everything correctly if you do not wrap your mind, and relax yourself. So this is super important for you to understand. If you really want to succeed or become a successful person, in every area of your life, you have to always remain calm and relax, no matter what type of situation you are in, and no matter what type of situation you've been at. So you have to always remain relaxed and calm to think correctly, to feel correctly, and to moving forward correctly. So back to the studio, you guys listening to Avid Advice Show. And again, this is me, Fiona, Persian medium, known as the conscious motion. You hear me?
You keep cutting out.
Hello?
Hi, can you?
Yeah, can you hear me now? I can hear you very well. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I keep losing you.
Now? Okay. Okay, can you please give me your date of birth and then tell me what you have in your heart and what I can do for you? Go ahead, please.
September 26th, 1925, and I've been in 3 relationships and currently single, and I'm just wondering what I have in the future.
Okay. So, unhappy relationships. So basically, relationships you did been in the 3 unhappy relationships. So basically, you want to know if your near future, will bring you the real man or the real person that could help you out to feel yourself, also to be having a real partner. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 things that I can see in the middle of your pentagon. Number 1. Nothing will happen until September 23rd or September 25th. So basically, right now at the moment, try to not change and challenge anything. Try to not find anyone or try to do anything. Just lay back and relax and start visualize. Reason I'm asking and telling you visualize, because if you start visualizing almost around the month of September, mostly around the September 23rd and 25th, the guy or the person that you would love to be together with will come to your life without you doing any special things. Okay? So I wanted you to stop recalling your past. The reason that you already have or had 3 unhappy relationships, one after each other, it's because you recall your past. You have to let go of your past. By thinking about your past, by feeling about your past, by connecting yourself with pain and a lot of anxious and stress that you had in the past, you're recalling your past again with another man, which will be completely a different, face, different name, but same personality. So this is super important for you to let go of your past. Forgive all those 3 men in your life. Let them go. Say goodbye to them. Stop thinking constantly about them and what they did to you. If you really want this time, become very successful and very happy in your relationship, then stop recalling the past. And I wanted you to exercise a very simple, exercising. It's kind of feel this way. My past was about 2 hours ago, and my future is about 2 hours from now. So your past is 2 hours ago, and your future is 2 hours from now. So you're not thinking, connecting, feeling, or getting in tune with your past, and you are not concerning and worried about your future. You have to be in a moment. You have to be in a now moment. And when you are in a now moment, I wanted you to use the visualization of a man that you want to be together. This is super important for you to understand, because I know you can succeed this time. And I feel and say psychically that you can get what you want when it comes to the real man or the real deal relationship. That's why I wanted you to start from tonight, from today, 10 minutes before your bedtime. Visualize the man that you want to be together with, the personalities. And if any chance, any of the past relationship, any type of the pain that you had in the past and the stress come back again and trying to distract you, let go of it. Distract yourself by new thought, new energies, and visualize the guy that you would love to be together with. That's the only way that you can get yourself out from this crazy circle, which makes you to feel unhappy, uncomfortable, and doubtful about yourself. You got it, honey? And two more things that I can see in the Pentagon and I want to discuss with you about your health. Are you starting to have some new kind of something for something?
Sorry, I lost you at the right from the beginning.
Okay.
About my health.
Do you have something about new diet? Are you starting to have some type of diet that's helping your body, your mind connect better? Do you have a feeling? Yeah, go ahead.
The only thing I started, but I haven't went right through, was I started an exercise resume, like exercise routine, but I only went like 3 to 4 days and then I would quit because my life started to become busy and I wasn't home all the time. So it's like I have to start it all over again, the exercise routine. And I was enjoying it while I was doing it, but that's only, my diet hasn't changed anything.
I think my recommendation to you, if you really want to almost stop any type of procrastination about anything that you start, just ask yourself, do you want to do that? Never force yourself and never demand yourself that you have to, because I have to lose weight, because I'm not happy, because I'm this, I'm that. You have to ask yourself very kindly and very friendly, do you want to do that? So by asking yourself with respect and love, your brain will cooperate with your body, and then there is no procrastination after. So this is super important, and this is very important philosophy for each of you guys. Each of us may have some problem with procrastination. We always want to have like, I'm going to do it tomorrow, next week, next month. Or of course, when it comes to diet, we always feel very uncomfortable because after 1 month and 2 months, we just like feel tired to be like, put ourselves in the routine, exercise, some specific diet, and do all this stuff. But my recommendation to you, start very mellow. Don't be like a junkie, kind of like getting into a gym and trying to feel like, oh no, I have to do it every day. Just very mellow, very mild, very nicely. And ask yourself, do you want to do that? And guess what? By asking yourself, you hijack your subconscious mind and you definitely make yourself to feel committed to what you want when it comes to your health, your body, and your brain. So that's it. So thank you so much. For more information, I love about me, you can go to abidadvice.com and abidawakening.com. So by the way, I have a couple callers that they're waiting, and I know that they're waiting for a long time. So thank you so much, sweetheart. Wish you luck, but remember about September 23rd and September 25th. Have a great one. Okay. Hello, Fiona. Hello, Fiona. Hello, Fiona. Is it Fiona from Australia?
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's
How are you doing?
How are you doing?
Can you hear me, Fiona?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Awesome. So I may hear you a couple times. You may hear me a couple times, but the good news is we hear each other. So that's the good news. So Fiona, tell me about yourself a little bit. Give me your date of birth, my love. You're calling from Australia. So tell me about it. Like, is it the night? Is it day? Like, is it hot? Is it cold? Just like talk about the country that you're calling now. I'm so excited to know.
It's the afternoon. It's a beautiful day. It's
Yes,
just
California
gorgeous.
too.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
And my date
So
of
Fiona,
birth.
give me your date of birth, my love. And then tell me what you have in your mind, what you have in your heart. Go ahead,
8th
please.
of the 4th, 1968.
Okay, my love. Tell me what you have in your mind. What is your question?
I just thinking about my children. I have 5 children, and my current romance, I guess.
You're kind of concerned and worried about your children, of course. You're a mom, and mom always want to protect the children and always concerned and always want to know, like, if they are going to succeed or not. Well,
Yes.
I'm not worried about your children with you. What I'm concerned about you, because when I open your pentagon, the first things that I can see and I pick up right now is about your sleeping problem. So, and your sleeping problem, or maybe not sleeping good, it may be because of a lot of thought and feelings and stress that you causing yourself by overthinking your overthinking. So I wanted you to let go of those thoughts and just stop overthinking your overthinking, especially 10 minutes or 20 minutes before your bedtime. Because normally when our body and mind will relax themselves, always, all the time, we get connect with the stress and anxieties and feeling kind of, like pain in the stomach. Something is going to happen. Something is up. I don't know. I'm not feeling good. I'm stressed out again. So in order to control that type of anxiety, you have to always distract yourself and visualize a very good place, nice people around, and feel yourself. Basically, you hijack your subconscious, you hypnotize your brain before you go to bed. So no negativity, no negative thought or energies allowed before bedtime. And if you have any type of those anxieties before bedtime, which I can see, that's the only boldness that I have right now, because when I'm chatting to your body right now and trying to connect with you, so I feel and sense the sleeping problem is just starting to get worse and worse, and you have to do something about it. Because when we are sleeping, we are repair our body and all the DNA and all the cells in our body. So that's why you need to find a way to calm yourself down 20 minutes before the bedtime. So never see any type of movies, scary movies or emotional movies before. Never try to answer your phone or text messaging and going back and forth emotionally when you feel that you are in an emotional rack position, because that made everything worse, and that's why you can't sleep. So mostly exercising in 21 days. Just exercise in your brain. 10 minutes before my bedtime, I'm not going to feel and sense any negativity. I'm not going to be worried about anyone and anybody beside me. And I will definitely hypnotize myself and hijack my subconscious to tell myself that now you will go to bed and having enough and awesome sleep. without no doubt and issues. And visualize yourself in a place that you want to be, okay? So this is one thing. The second thing that I wanted you to do, and I wanted you to recommend it to you, is about your the headache. I don't know how often you're getting headache, but I also channeling you, so I can feel and sense that I'm channeling your body right now. The headache or some sort of the migraine. It could be migraine, it could be headache, but I have to tell you, you have to drink a lot of water. I see and I feel that your body is dehydrating and you are not drinking enough water. And that's why your body is not functioning correctly. That's why you're always stressed out. There's nothing wrong about your children. You have to let it go when it comes to children. They are perfectly fine. They're going to be okay. Nothing will stop them to succeed. All is going to be okay. The only things and the only person that I want you to have focus is you, just you, and taking care of yourself. Drink more water, have a healthy food, and also it's super important for you to let go of all crazy thought. There's no such a thing as a bad thought and good thought. It's just a thought. To connect with those thoughts is the way that we make them to be stronger, or we make them to be or to become as a priority in our life. So your first priority right now at the moment is you, your health, and your thought and feelings about yourself. It should be all positive. You have to fake it until you make it.
Okay.
Awesome. So what else you have in your mind, my dear? I mean, when it comes to you, just talk about yourself. I just want to hear about you, about yourself.
I do worry a lot about my kids, and I do neglect myself a lot. I don't think about myself. I usually think about other people.
Okay. So did you even actually ask doctor, not, of course, not, depression medicine or kind of like a sleeping medicine or pain medicine, but did you ever ask your doctor in any type of natural way that if you could just like relax your mind and, I mean, I don't know where you are. You are in Australia, of course, when you told me, but I'm in California. I wish you could be around and I could actually use some, hypno on you. So I think if you can find a good hypnotherapist, and they could really help you a lot, because the way that they hypnotize your subconscious, they also suggesting you to not letting any negativity and negative energies and thoughts come to your mind before your bedtime. So your body really needs sleep and relax. So that's why I wanted you to maybe find someone who is a good clinical hypnotherapist or hypnotherapist that could help you to achieve better. And number two, Fiona, I feel you have to just let go of a lot of people around you, because you cares a lot. It's very good that you care a lot, but you know what? You have to understand, when people never ask you for advice or never ask you for help, when you're trying to offer them something and they are not appreciated, you are going to feel uncomfortable, sad, and disappointed. So please don't do that to yourself. Hold yourself back, okay? And be there for them when they ask that, is it possible for you to be in my life? Is it possible for you to, help me on this and that? I understand that you are concerned and worried about your children, completely understand. But I also feel and sense that you did not been valued, or your help never been valued as a real deal. And it's really time for you to see that people appreciated you and loving you for who you are. To stop giving too much. By giving too much, my love, you're just not going to receive almost anything. So don't give away too much, my love. Hold it inside. Let people beg for that. Let people ask for your love. Let people ask for your advice. And when they do by themselves, then after, they will value your advice, your love, your feelings, and your connection. So this is super important for you to remember. Good news, what I can check into the Pentagon, and actually I see it right now, my feeling will say almost around the month of November, I I feel in my vision, I see numbers in November 20, November 18, November actually 10. Month of November is a very good month for you. So you can really feel good about your body, about yourself. And finally, you get your connection. So please take care of yourself right now because Fiona, thank you. Okay, guys, you guys listening to A1R Radio Network, and see you guys next week. And Fiona, you can find me on avidadvice.com, avidadvice.com, AVID advice.com. Thank you so much. Have a great one, and bye.
Hi, I'm Mark. Thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now, back to A1R On The Air Psychic Talk Radio Now on Moonstruck TV. Enlightening television.
Hello, everyone. I'm Colleen Vander Zijden, and this is Creating an Inspired Life. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm so happy you're here with us, watching and listening. I am a medium, and as a medium, I connect in with our loved ones on the other side. And I'm also a certified life coach. And as a life coach, I help people basically handle their problems, figure out a way so they can live a more meaningful life, a happier life. And that's what I do most of the time. Today's coaching tip is all about living mindfully. The other day, I was at the grocery store and I put all my groceries in the car and then decided to return the cart to the cart corral. So I walked it over and then I came back to my car and pulled on the handle to get into the car. And I couldn't get into the car because it was locked. And I thought, well, that's strange because I was just here. I had just put everything in there. And then I realized I was at somebody else's car. Fortunately, they weren't sitting in it, but I was at somebody else's car. Many of us have had that experience, but this was more notable to me because I had just been at my car. I had been gone for approximately 30 seconds, and I was so distracted, I didn't go back to the same car. I wasn't paying any attention whatsoever. These days, being mindful is something that many of us strive for. We want to be mindful. We want to pay attention to what's happening in our lives so we fully experience our lives. When we practice mindfulness, we become aware of our thoughts. We become aware of our surroundings. We pay attention to what's happening, and we pay attention to how we're feeling. This can help us reduce our stress, and it can also help us live a more enjoyable life right now in the present. When I tried to get into the wrong car, while laughable, and it was laughable, it was also a sign for me that I was not living mindfully. I was not paying attention. I was not in the present moment. I was talking to a client the other day, and the conversation kept returning to the past. She was very eager to explain why she felt the way she did, what had happened, what experience she had that were still influencing her. And while it's great to have an understanding of why you are the way you are, how these things have influenced you, it seemed like she was really stuck in the past. She wasn't paying attention to the now, to the present. No matter how much I tried to steer that conversation back to the present, we didn't stay. We kept going back to the past, and she had to keep talking about all of these things that had happened a long time ago. Living in the past or even worrying about the future can create negative emotions. We'll feel badly about our lives when nothing is actually wrong in the present moment. It's all something we've created in our thoughts, in our heads. And we'll feel badly about this if we're thinking about the past or the future. Living mindfully is a way to stay in the present, to move out of those thoughts of the past or the stuck emotions that we might get trapped into. The simplest way to live more mindfully is to pay attention to what is happening now. I know it sounds so simple, but how many of us do not pay attention to what is happening? You can pay attention while you're doing the dishes. You can notice the temperature of the water. You can pay attention to how you wash the dishes and where your mind goes. When we do mundane tasks, things that are easy, simple, routine habits, our mind tends to wander. We daydream. We can be driving somewhere and we're not consciously aware of our driving or even where we are, what our location is. I'm sure you've experienced arriving someplace and then realizing, I have no idea how I just got here. We're not being mindful in this situation. We're not getting the full experience of what we're doing. We're not getting the full experience of life. It's a habit for us to allow our mind to wander, and we can change that. We can instead consciously choose to pay attention, to direct our thoughts back to the future. No, the present, sorry, the present. I don't want to throw you off on that one. When we do that, we live mindfully. We reduce our stress and we'll feel more connected to ourselves. I went to a fitness coach a little while ago, trying to get back into my body a little bit, and she wanted me to pay attention to how my body felt while I exercised. And she wanted me to see if I could feel the muscles for each exercise so I would know what's happening. Exercising isn't usually fun for me, so I might try to distract myself, watch a movie, or just whatever, so I don't have to pay attention. But when I paid attention to what I was really feeling in my body, I was much more mindful of the experience. And rather than something to avoid, it felt right to listen to my body, to pay attention. I was reconnecting to myself. And it finally started to feel a little bit more meditative, where it was something where you're just in the moment, in the flow of things. Living mindfully takes a conscious decision to pay attention. You have to make the decision to do it. I don't think it's something we can do nonstop, but it's particularly effective when we're feeling worried or stressed or something's going on in our lives that we feel uncomfortable with. Maybe if we're thinking too much about the past or the future. And all you have to do is pay attention. That's it. And you can do a simple little exercise of just sitting for a minute and noticing things around you. Notice what your body feels like. Notice your surroundings. Notice what you're hearing, feeling, experiencing. Notice your thoughts. Notice your emotions. So you just pay attention. When I tried to get into the wrong car, even though it was the same color pretty much as my car, it didn't even look like my car. That was the only thing that was similar. It was the same color. I had a lot going on in my life then, and I was a bit overwhelmed with things, and I wasn't obviously paying attention to much at all. And it was further amplified, this thought, by a couple days before that, I was trying to get into my post office box and tried to get into somebody else's post office box. I was in the general area, but still the wrong box. And I wasn't living mindfully. And when these things came up and I noticed it, I tried to make a real point of paying attention. I used them as a sign that I needed to get back to the present, to pay attention to what's going on, to get out of these feelings of overwhelm and stress. When I was talking to my client, I emphasized the value of learning the lessons from the past, because we can learn a lot from those, but not letting the emotional reactions continue into the present, to let them go. I told her she had a choice as how she wanted to live. She could stay stuck in the past and the pain of the past. That's her choice if she wants to do that. But if she's ready to move on and have a happier life, a more meaningful life, being mindful is a more effective choice. And I told her one thing I used to do, or still do for that matter, is when I start worrying or getting stressed out or whatever, is I always say to myself things like, in this moment, everything is perfect. That takes me back to the present. It gets me mindful of what I'm really feeling, because in this moment, there is nothing wrong. Nothing is happening. So everything is fine. It takes me back here. So if you're experiencing stress, overwhelm, whatever it is, feeling worried, try being mindful. Start with the small things, doing the dishes, walking, cleaning, and driving your car. Or you can take that minute and just sit and notice your surroundings, the temperature, all those things, how you're feeling. When you do that, you get back into the present moment. And when you get back in the present moment, you're living mindfully and you're paying attention. And that will help you become more happy. You'll be less stressed and you'll be living a meaningful life, a life where you're paying attention to what you have. You don't want to waste your life by worrying about the past or the future or anything like that. You want to pay attention to the moment you have right now. And that is my coaching tip of the day. You can reach me at psychicmediumcolleen.com, as well as on Facebook, Colleen Vander Zyden, medium and intuitive life coach. And I would love to hear from you there. And we are going to go to our first caller, who is Lena from Puerto Rico. How are you, Lena?
I'm doing okay, and you?
I'm doing quite well, thank you. And how can I help you today?
I would like a reading.
Okay. Are you looking for more of a psychic reading or a mediumship reading? A mediumship reading is where I'm going to connect you with somebody on the other side.
Oh, either one. Doesn't matter.
Either one. Okay, good. Because I'm going to do a medium reading anyway for you. I have a gentleman who's stepping in, and when he was here in the physical, he strikes me as having passed in probably his 60s or 70s, but I feel his body is being on the older side. So even though he's 60 or 70, his body feels like it's a little bit beat up to me. Okay, he does feel like a father, grandfather kind of energy to me, and he seems to come through with not a whole lot of loving affection. Okay, do you have somebody like that on the other side?
My father.
Yeah. Was he also, because the way he's coming through, I don't feel him, like I said, being very loving, but I also feel him being rather strict and very much a disciplinarian. Was he very big on disciplining people?
Yes.
And was he also, because I also get the sensation of, some spanking and things like that. Was he also somebody who did that as well?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason I'm just asking about this kind of gradually as I get into this is because there is this sensation of him. He's given me the impression that when he was here, he did not particularly care for his life. I feel like it was very hard, very difficult. I feel like there wasn't much money. And I feel like he kind of took his frustrations out on his family members. Okay. So I feel a lot of anger that is misplaced. He directs it towards people who don't necessarily deserve it. And I do want to, the energies that are coming through now, I want to apologize to you for that. I feel as though, and I'm speaking as him right now, that I was unfair to you, that I was not there for you like a father should be. And so he's coming through and wanting to apologize to you. And he's telling me also that he's very proud of you because you have also had to work very hard to get the things you have in your life. And you've had to work very hard to be who you are. And even though when he's here in the physical, I realize he would not have been very encouraging with you. He would not have been supportive, those things. From the other side, there's a different energy. And I feel like I want to encourage you and tell you to keep going. Are you currently having some financial problems where you're concerned about having enough money?
Yes.
Okay. And the way he's showing that, okay, the way he's showing that to me, it gives me the impression that the money you get, it just goes out immediately. It just goes out right away. He also tells me that you're a hard worker. So it's not like you're lazy and not doing anything ever at all. He tells me you're a hard worker and you are trying to get more money. Are you doing that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. Perfect. And as he's talking about that too, he's showing me a car. Is your car, number one, do you have a car?
Yes.
Okay. And is it working okay? Because I'm getting the impression it needs some work, that there's some issues here with the car.
Yes, there is.
Okay. And it seems to me, tell me if this is accurate, is it just kind of parked and you don't really drive it very much because it's either not working or it's not, it doesn't work well enough to drive?
Working. It's still working.
Okay. Okay, good. Because I want to do some repairs on this. So I understand you don't have the money to really do this, but I also understand you do know somebody who can help you with the car. Is that true?
Yes. Yes, that's
okay.
true.
Okay, good. And I don't know anything about cars, so I'm just going to say things and hope that it makes sense to you. I feel a connection. There's something that's not quite right with the pipes under the car, like that connects to the exhaust system. There's something about that. And there's something about a heat shield, okay? I don't even know if a car has a heat shield. So there you go. But there's something about this. So if it hasn't been lifted up or somebody hasn't gone under it to check it, I would recommend that it be checked just to see. Okay. It feels like it just needs to be adjusted. So that may make sense to whoever it is. So there's something about that. I don't know anything about cars, so it's really funny when they tell me something. I'm like, okay, I'll see what happens. But so that's what he's bringing through. And I feel that the sensation of him wanting to come through to help you, to make it easier for you. Okay. Do you do any kind of service work? You know, helping people like as a waitress or a server or some other capacity of helping people? Say that again?
Server.
Oh, you are a server? Okay, good. Because I'm feeling like there's a little bit more money to be had there. I'm feeling like there's going to be that you can get more money that way. I don't want you overworking though. You know, I don't want you picking up more shifts. I know you can pick up some more, but I don't want you to overdo. But I am feeling that there's going to be some more extra tip money, I guess it would be, coming in. So that seems to be connected. So we definitely want to keep going with that. And the other thing that your father wanted to communicate to you too is, I understand he didn't tell you really that he loved you and was proud of you. And I do want to say that from him. I do want to tell you that he's very proud of you. He's proud of everything you've been doing and how you keep going, even though sometimes things are really hard and difficult. So he's talking about wanting to make sure you know that he's proud of the work you've done and that he does love you as well. Do you have children by any chance?
Yeah, a daughter.
Okay, because I want to talk about your children. So he's mentioning that as well. He tells me that you've done a very nice job in how you're raising her, and you're really helping her get her head on straight, if you will. So are you having to kind of give her some guidance, or are you very good at giving her guidance as to how to live her life? Have you been working with that?
Yeah,
Okay, good. Because there's that sensation of wanting to make sure you continue that you're showing her how to do things. I know that hard work is very important to you and your family, and that's something that you have been well trained on to make sure you're working very hard. And so that's a perfect characteristic and quality for you. So don't worry so much about the money, because I do feel some more money coming for you. And it does seem to be connected to working. And I'm also feeling that when you get somebody to just check out some of those things on the car, that's going to be quite helpful for you to make it more, what's the word I want to use, reliable, because it doesn't feel as reliable as I want it to be. Okay. And one more thing about the car, apparently. Do you have a spare tire with that car? Because if you do, I think it's flat.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so make sure that's okay. Okay, so make sure it's okay. And that will be good. Okay, so Lena, it was so nice talking to you. And I really enjoyed talking to you tonight. You have a great night.
You too.
Okay, thank you. See you later. And that was Lena from Puerto Rico. And next we're going to go to Laura from Washington. Laura, how are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And how can I help you today?
Well, I've never done this before, but I'm hoping my dad passed away about a month ago, and
okay.
I'm just hoping to I don't know.
He'll come in a few minutes. It's possible.
Yeah.
It is possible. And okay, so I do have a man here, and I'm going to talk as fast as I can so I can get in as much as I can in just a few minutes. And the way I'm feeling this man, okay, I'm feeling like I've got a lot of stuff happening in my chest area and my body, and down even further. So I have a lot of stuff happening here. This man, the way he's coming through, he does feel like a father to me, but we'll see once I describe him a little bit more, okay? And the way he's coming in, I get a real gentle soul. Is he a gentle soul?
Absolutely, yes.
And I mean that in the most positive, wonderful way possible. There's this energy that's coming through, is so kind, caring, loving, so supportive, reassuring, everything you want a person to be. He is, you know, the morals, the values, the characteristics, but it's that gentleness that comes in. It's a true feeling of unconditional love is coming in. And was he sick or something before he passes?
Yeah, he had some health conditions.
Yeah, it's interesting because I just get all sorts of weird things in my body sometimes, and I don't know what they are because I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything. But I feel these things happening, and I feel this sensation, though, this gratitude towards you of helping him. Okay, being there for him. Were you checking in with him? Were you physically helping him?
Well, we live in different states, but I called him like 3 times a day to make sure he was doing okay.
Okay, good. Because there's a gratitude coming in for you helping him. And so you may have really lifted his spirits and made him feel, you know, very, I don't know, special, even though he's your father and he is special. But, you know, it's nice to have that. And there's a huge gratitude coming in for that because you are his little girl. You do know that, yes? You are his little girl, even though you're adults, you know, and all of that. And that doesn't change. And he's just so happy, you know, to have you, you know, I know this sounds so weird, but you know what I mean? He's so happy about that. And he wants to tell you, he's thanking you again for how much you did for him and how you are just, you're just that wonderful person. And he's so proud of you and how you grew up to be this wonderful, amazing person. And he's mentioning your mom right now as well. Is she still here in the physical?
She is.
Okay, because he's mentioning her, and the way he's mentioning her, oh, they must have been very tight and very close because I get this connection between the two of them that is so very tight. But I don't know, you know, I don't know. But he's mentioning her and he's talking about you being there for her as well. Were they still together when he passed?
No, they've been divorced for a while.
A long time? Okay, because he's still mentioning
like
her.
20 years or something.
Okay,
he still felt he didn't want to get divorced.
Okay, that makes sense then because I'm like, he's talking about her and he really wants to acknowledge her and he's talking about you checking in with her. So basically he's telling you to check in with her, not that you wouldn't anyway, but he is telling you that. And you know, he understands, you know, you are the way you are. You're going to do what you can to help. And there is a very strange, interesting thing coming in right now I do want to talk about. I want to talk about trees. Okay, trees. I love my random things. Sometimes they mean something, sometimes they don't. But I want to talk about trees in relationship to him. Does he very much like nature, being outside, things like that?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. And is there anything in particular, a story or anything that happened with a tree? Tree falls down. He cuts down a tree. Anything like this? I want to see where I'm going with this. I've just got a couple minutes, but I want to check it.
Well, we live in Washington, and before a couple years ago, he wanted to see the redwoods. So we took him to the redwoods. And that was a really, really, really big deal for him.
Okay. So that's how he's getting me to talk about trees. I get it. That, you know, no, I think you're exactly right because he's talking about trees and he's got to use whatever's in my head to get there. And I'm quite sure that's it because there seems to be some significance to it. Along with that, I would, if I were you, keep your eye out for signs from him if you haven't seen anything yet, because I have a feeling he's going to be touching in with you. Okay, so that is important. And I do feel a certain smell with him. Did he smell a certain, did he have a certain like aftershave or something that he would use?
He did.
Yeah.
Okay, because I do feel a certain smell right now. So there, that may be what it is that you may experience that as well. You may smell something. Okay. Yes. And he's also talking about, boy. Okay. He just wants to tell you again how much he loves you. He's going on and on and on about it. He's just like, I love you so much. And there's this sense of satisfaction in his life that he had a great life. I know he had issues and challenges like everybody does, but overall, there's this sense of satisfaction. I did the best I could. And so I'm liking that feeling there. And he also wants to say he very much enjoyed the conversations with you because you guys would talk about all sorts of things and you would tell him everything and you made a point to include him in everything. And that was so special to him. So he wants to thank you for that as well.
Great.
So wonderful. I love this conversations you guys must have had because you do talk about everything and anything. And it really helps him feel connected to you. And that's important. So he has not left you. He's still around. He is on the other side, but he's also here. Okay. So, well, Laura, that was fun. Just a little quick message from him.
Great.
He's
Thank you so much.
lovely, gentle man. You are so welcome. And thank you so much for calling in. It was nice talking to you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Have a good night. Bye-bye. And that was Laura from Washington. And it's so nice to just touch in with her nice father on the other side. Thank you so much for watching and listening. This was Creating an Inspired Life. And I'm Colleen Vander Zijden. You can connect with me at psychicmediumcolleen.com, as well as on Facebook, Colleen Vander Zijden, medium and intuitive life coach. You have a great week. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.
This is Dream Reality, and I'm your host, Mary Amy, coming to you from A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. My site is listed at the bottom of the screen, maryamyofficial.com. I'm an intuitive wisdom coach. As an empath intuitive, I'm able to connect to your inner spirit, which allows me to use my extrasensory abilities, seeing, hearing, feeling information about you.